Before the fall of the monarchy, England was a kingdom on the brink. A land where the divine right of kings was being questioned, where the absolute authority of the monarch was under scrutiny. King Charles I, a firm believer in absolute monarchy, found himself at odds with the very institution that was supposed to support his rule, the Parliament. The king and the Parliament were like two immovable boulders in a river, each trying to divert the flow of power in their own direction. Disputes over issues of taxation, religious freedoms and governance without parliamentary consent were not just creating ripples, but waves of discontent among the people of England. King Charles's attempts to rule without the Parliament, to collect taxes without their authorization, were seen as an overreach of his authority. This, coupled with religious controversies and his perceived favoritism towards Catholicism in a predominantly Protestant nation, led to a deepening chasm between the monarchy and the Parliament. The escalating conflicts eventually erupted into a full-blown war, the English Civil War, dividing the nation into Royalists, who supported the king, and parliamentarians, who sought to limit his power. As brother fought against brother, the once united Kingdom of England was torn apart. The stage was set for a dramatic shift in power, a shift that would shake the very foundations of the English monarchy and alter the course of history. Little did they know the executioner's axe was being sharpened and the unthinkable was about to happen. On a cold day in January 1649, the unthinkable happened. A king, Charles I, was on trial for his life not by foreign enemies but by his own people. The charges? High treason and other high crimes against the realm of England. A monarch on trial was a concept as chilling as the winter air that swept across the kingdom, a stark departure from the divine right of kings. King Charles I was a man known for his belief in absolute monarchy, the idea that a king is answerable only to God. But his reign was marked by tensions and conflicts with Parliament, largely over issues of power and money. Attempts to govern without Parliament, to collect taxes unauthorized, and religious controversies had all contributed to a civil war that tore the country apart. The king's trial was a spectacle, a shocking display of the shifting power dynamics. Charles defended himself with dignity, refusing to accept the court's authority, maintaining that he stood there as the King of England, answerable only to God. But the court, formed of members of Parliament, saw things differently. They saw a king who had overstepped his bounds, who had waged war on his own people. After a 7-day trial, the verdict was pronounced: guilty. The sentence? Death. A public execution, a spectacle for all to witness. The king met his end on a scaffold outside the banqueting house in Whitehall, his final words a testament to his unwavering belief in the divine right of kings. And thus England said farewell to its king and hello to a new form of government. A republic under the leadership of Oliver Cromwell. A seismic shift in power had occurred. The monarchy had fallen, the republic had risen, and the course of English history was forever changed. This was only the beginning of a new era, an era where the people held the power and the monarchs were no more. Or so it seemed. With the throne empty, power shifted to Oliver Cromwell, a man of the people and a formidable force. This tireless Puritan farmer from Huntingdon, who had never held office before the Civil War, found himself as the leader of a new entity, the Commonwealth of England. Cromwell's rule, which commenced in 1649, marked the beginning of a republic. The monarchy and the House of Lords were abolished, a shockingly radical move for the time. A Council of State was established with Cromwell as its head, and the power of the monarchy was replaced with that of the Parliament. Under Cromwell's leadership, the Commonwealth brought a myriad of changes to England. It sought to reform the legal system, making justice more accessible for the common man. Education was promoted, particularly in the sciences, and public health measures were introduced. The navy was expanded, making England a formidable maritime power. Even the arts flourished, with music, drama, and the visual arts gaining prominence despite the Puritan disdain for frivolity. But it was not all smooth sailing. There were religious tensions, economic struggles, and political upheavals. Cromwell himself was a controversial figure. He was a man of deep religious conviction, yet he was also a pragmatic ruler. He was a champion of liberty, yet also a dictator. He was a man of the people, yet he ruled with an iron fist. The Commonwealth under Cromwell was a time of great change and experimentation. It was a time when England took a bold step away from the monarchy and tried to establish a republic. It was a time when the people had a voice, but also a time when that voice was often silenced by the stern hand of Cromwell. Yet, for all its advancements and controversies, the Commonwealth was not to last. After Cromwell's death in 1658, his son Richard attempted to continue his father's rule. But without the charisma and military prowess of his father, Richard's rule was short-lived. Cromwell's rule, however, would not last forever. But the impact of the Commonwealth and the changes it brought about would echo through the centuries, shaping the England we know today. The year 1660 marked a turning point in English history. This was the year that saw the end of the decade-long experiment of republican rule and the return of monarchy with the ascension of King Charles II, son of the beheaded King Charles I. After a tumultuous period under Oliver Cromwell's rule, the nation yearned for stability. The puritanical rule had left the people of England disillusioned. The strict laws, the economic strain, and the constant threat of military dictatorship didn't sit well with the populace. They longed for the familiar, for tradition, and that meant the return of monarchy. The death of Oliver Cromwell in 1658 left a power vacuum. His son Richard lacked the political savvy and the military prowess to keep the Republic together. This instability presented an opportune moment for the Royalists to make their move. In May 1660, Charles II was invited to return from his exile in France. He was welcomed with open arms by a country eager for change. The Restoration, as it came to be known, was not simply a change of leadership. It was a shift in the cultural, political, and religious landscape of the country. The monarchy was restored, but it was not the absolute monarchy of the past. The Civil War and the interregnum had changed the dynamics. Parliament had tasted power and was not willing to give it up entirely. Charles II, a shrewd and pragmatic man, understood this. He worked with Parliament rather than against it, creating a more balanced system of government. The Restoration also saw a return of the Church of England as the nation's primary religion, ending the strict Puritan rule. The arts and sciences flourished under Charles II, leading to a period known as the Restoration Enlightenment. In the end, the restoration of the monarchy was a complex process. It was driven by a combination of political maneuvering, public sentiment, and the charisma of Charles II himself. It was a return to the old, but with significant changes that reflected the lessons learned during the Republic. The monarchy was back, but England was forever changed. The return of the monarchy brought King Charles II to the throne. With the death of Oliver Cromwell and the swift disintegration of his protectorate, England was once again ready for a king. Charles II, son of the executed Charles I, comfortably slipped into the royal shoes in 1660, marking the start of the Restoration period. Charles II, often referred to as the Merry Monarch, brought a wave of change to the throne. He was known for his lively personality, his love for the arts, and his numerous mistresses. Yet his rule was far more than the revelries and romances that often steal the spotlight. Under his rule, England began to bloom anew. Charles II was a keen patron of the sciences and the arts. He founded the Royal Observatory and supported the Royal Society, nurturing the growth of scientific exploration. His reign saw the flourishing of architecture and theatre, breathing life back into a nation that had been stifled under Cromwell's rule. However, Charles II's reign was not without its challenges. The plague of 1665 and the Great Fire of London in the following year were devastating events that tested the resilience of both the king and his people. Yet, through these trials, Charles II proved himself a capable leader, guiding his nation towards recovery. His policies reflected his desire for a balanced power structure. He skillfully navigated the tension between the monarchy and the Parliament, striving to maintain a peaceful coexistence between the two. Though he faced opposition from various factions, Charles II managed to keep his throne till his death, a testament to his political acumen. King Charles II's rule was also marked by religious tension. His attempts to grant religious freedom to his subjects, including Catholics and nonconformists, were met with resistance, sowing seeds of discord that would continue to sprout long after his reign. King Charles II's reign was marked by both turmoil and growth. His legacy remains a blend of science and culture, resilience and reform, revealing a period of English history that was as vibrant and varied as the king himself. Following King Charles II, a line of monarchs would shape the future of England. The path they walked was not always easy or clear, yet each left a distinct mark on the realm and its people. After Charles II, his brother James II took the throne. A staunch Catholic in a predominantly Protestant country, James's reign was riddled with religious tensions that eventually led to the Glorious Revolution and his removal from power. He was succeeded by his Protestant daughter Mary II and her husband William III, who ruled jointly, demonstrating a shift towards constitutional monarchy. Then came Queen Anne, the last of the Stuart line. Her reign saw the unification of England and Scotland into a single entity, the Kingdom of Great Britain, a momentous event that still reverberates today. The Hanoverians followed the Stuarts. They were a German dynasty, chosen for their Protestant faith to ensure that Catholicism wouldn't return to the throne. George I, the first Hanoverian king, was more comfortable speaking German than English, yet under his descendants, Britain would become a global power, with a vast empire that spanned the globe. Of the Hanoverians, perhaps the most renowned is Queen Victoria. Her reign, the Victorian era, was a time of industrial, cultural, political, scientific and military change within the United Kingdom, and was marked by a great expansion of the British Empire. The 20th century brought the Windsors, the current dynasty. From the determined George V, who guided the country through the tumult of the First World War, to his granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II, who has witnessed more of England's history unfold than any monarch before her, their reigns have been times of immense change. These monarchs would guide England through centuries of change. Their decisions, their triumphs and their failures have all played a part in shaping the England we know today. They are the successors of Charles II, the threads in the rich tapestry of England's history. A fast forward to the 20th century and the monarchy has evolved once again. The 20th century was a time of seismic change for the British monarchy. The reign of Queen Victoria, the longest in British history until recently surpassed by Queen Elizabeth II, brought about a new era of modernity. With the advent of the Industrial Revolution, the monarchy had to adapt to a rapidly changing society. In the early part of the 20th century, the monarchy faced one of its greatest crises with the abdication of King Edward VIII in 1936. His decision to marry Wallis Simpson, a twice-divorced American, was considered a scandal. The monarchy was seen as a symbol of stability and tradition, and Edward's abdication shook the institution to its core. His younger brother, Albert, ascended the throne as King George VI, a reluctant monarch who would lead the nation through the Second World War. The reign of Queen Elizabeth II, which began in 1952, has been a time of significant transformation. The monarchy has become more open and accessible, reflecting the changing attitudes of British society. The Queen's televised Christmas speech, a tradition started by her father, King George VI, is a prime example of this. The 21st century has seen further modernisation. The monarchy has embraced digital technology, with the royal family active on social media and royal weddings broadcast live around the globe. The Queen has also shown a willingness to adapt to societal changes, such as the legalisation of same-sex marriage. But the monarchy has not been without its challenges. The death of Princess Diana in 1997 and the subsequent public outpouring of grief highlighted a disconnect between the monarchy and the public. More recently, the decision by Prince Harry and Meghan Markle to step back from royal duties has sparked debates about the role of the monarchy in the 21st century. The monarchy of today is a far cry from the days of King Charles I. It is a dynamic institution that continues to evolve in response to societal changes and challenges. It has weathered crises and emerged stronger, remaining a symbol of continuity and tradition in a rapidly changing world. In the present day, the Commonwealth is a symbol of unity and continuity. It's a vibrant tapestry woven from the threads of history, culture, and shared values. It's not just an abstract concept, but a living entity, a dynamic network of 54 nations spanning the globe. The Commonwealth today plays a crucial role in fostering international cooperation. It provides a platform for nations, big and small alike, to have their voices heard. From the soaring skyscrapers of Singapore to the sun-kissed beaches of Jamaica, from the bustling markets of India to the serene landscapes of New Zealand, the Commonwealth is a global family bound by shared history and common aspirations. Its significance cannot be understated. It's a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of reconciliation and mutual respect. It's a reminder of how far we've come, from the execution of King Charles I through the tumultuous era of Oliver Cromwell, the restoration of monarchy under King Charles II, and the succession of rulers that followed. In a world that's increasingly divided, the Commonwealth shines as a symbol of unity in diversity. It's a testament to the idea that nations, no matter how different, can work together for the greater good. Through initiatives in education, health, and environmental preservation, the Commonwealth strives to create a better world for all its citizens. The Commonwealth is also a beacon of cultural exchange. It's a melting pot of traditions, languages, and cuisines, a celebration of diversity and unity. It's a testament to the power of shared values and mutual respect. In the end, the Commonwealth today is a mirror reflecting back the resilience and adaptability of England and its people. It's a testament to the idea that even in the face of adversity, change and uncertainty, unity and continuity can prevail. From the execution of King Charles I to the present day, the journey of England and its Commonwealth is a testament to resilience and adaptability. The story of England, from the execution of King Charles I to the present day, is a tale of change, resilience, and continuity. Indeed, the path of this nation has been anything but predictable. The execution of King Charles I, a monumental event that marked the end of a monarchy, led to the birth of a republic, the Commonwealth, under the stern rule of Oliver Cromwell. Yet, this was not a permanent shift. The monarchy was restored, marking a significant turn of events. The nation welcomed King Charles II back to the throne, a symbol of resilience and continuity in the face of change. The rule of King Charles II was far from a mere continuation of the past. It was a time of transformation and growth, where the monarchy evolved in response to the changing times. His successors, too, played their part in this evolution, each leaving their unique imprint on the monarchy and the nation. The monarchy of today is a testament to this evolution. It is a modern institution, yet one that retains its historical roots, embodying a delicate balance between tradition and progress. The Commonwealth, too, has undergone its own evolution. From its origins as a republic under Cromwell to its current form as a political association of 54 member states, it has grown and adapted while maintaining its core principles. It is this ability to adapt, to weather the storms of change, that has allowed both the monarchy and the Commonwealth to endure. They are institutions that have stood the test of time, their stories intertwined with the history of England itself. Many chapters have been written in this grand narrative of change, resilience, and continuity. Each event, each individual has played a part in shaping the present and will undoubtedly continue to shape the future. As we look to the future, we can only wonder what the next chapter in this fascinating story will be.